Today on Suncoast View, is the Sarasota Farmers Market safe? There are new fears in our uncertain global climate.
And there's a new violin shop in downtown Sarasota. Today we learn everything they do, and we get to give playing a try.
And it's Sarasota Mod Weekend, with tours to highlight our famous architecture. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show. It is so fun to watch our new guests get into our new music every time.
I like it.
It's a good groove. It's a good groove.
You know, it's got a different kind of energy. Jeffrey King, good to
Yes.
have you here with your energy.
Always
He's
happy to be
always
here.
dancing.
I love being here with you ladies, and my office loves it when I'm not at work. So
The boss
So
is
win-win,
away.
win-win for everybody.
win-win.
You and Linda look like, what should I
Twins.
say, like a harvest
we are
farm
we are
couple.
fall.
Yes, we are very fall-like,
Look at
and
that.
look how well we match.
I
You
gotta
should
say,
wear
are there,
this and it'd be
Oh,
really
my
great.
stars.
are there gourds on your tie?
There's gourds and
Corn.
acorns and
Acorn fish.
and squash and
Is that a
Oh
fish?
my gosh.
I think it's a plant.
It's wheat.
and wheat.
Oh, fish,
This
wheat.
is my fall festival tie.
I see that.
Yes,
Straight out of the Ohio cornfields.
Exactly right. Gosh darn it.
So Linda, what's your excuse?
Oh, it's green. It's green glowing.
That is
Fall.
a very in-style color.
I'm just saying because they're matching.
Oh.
He's doing fall.
always-
Why did you do it?
Because it was the next thing in my closet.
Right.
Very important.
Do you want to hear all of our reasons for what we wore today?
Yes.
I
Well,
put on a dress.
I honestly feel she was trying to match him.
Oh.
Well, we do talk in our minds
We
sometimes,
do.
but not often.
Mental
Well, you look
telepathy.
very cute.
Thank you very much.
I do love the
Happy to be
themed
here.
tie.
You
We'll
guys
just
are a
stick
cute
together
couple.
all day.
We always are.
I expect turkeys next and then something red and green.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, I
very
bet you got 'em.
Christmassy. Yes.
All right, let's see who's in the kitchen today. Back from international travel, Chef Popey Amatis from Popey's Place. What are we making today?
Butternut squash pita.
A butternut squash pizza. And that goes perfectly with Jeffrey's tie because I think I see a butternut on there. Tell me about travel. You were in Greece. What part?
For 3 months
Oh.
to the Greek islands. I visit a lot of family, a lot of friends. We had a great time. Different islands this time.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yes, really nice. Greece is beautiful.
Oh,
Did you-
yes. When I was there, I
wanna
started
go.
to call you.
Did you bring back some new recipes for us?
Lots of them. This recipe I have today, my mother used to do this for us for holidays.
Oh,
So for her memory, I wanted to do this for her today.
Oh, well, we are
It's a
honored.
special. It's a
Wow.
special.
We're
Thank
gonna
you,
eat
Popey.
it.
Thank
We are
you.
very honored. We can't wait to try it, and we
Thank
love
you.
butternut squash, so that'll be
Thank
great.
you.
Well, something else we love, the events going on this weekend. Now, if you're watching us Monday morning at 9 a.m., because I do know that happens, all of these events that we're going to talk about
Are
go
gone.
through Monday. No.
Oh, that's
So let's
awesome.
start with the
Wow.
Chalk Festival in Venice. This is out at the airport fairgrounds. This runs through Monday. So I got to tell you, the crowds are usually a little less intense on Mondays, and all the art will still be there. The only difference is the artists are usually complete. Linda, am I right on that
Yeah,
one?
we were there yesterday, and nobody had really started very much yet.
Right.
But today they'll be getting started, and the pieces are complete by Monday.
Right.
So you see the whole thing.
So if you can go more than once, you can kind of see the process. If you're looking to kind of just do a walkthrough and get an idea, it's stunning. It is breathtaking to see really the pavement come alive. That is through Monday out at the Venice Airport Fairgrounds. And then another of my favorites, the Siesta Key Crystal Classic Sand Sculpture Festival. I'll get it out someday. Hey, I see our logo back there. This is where the beach rises up into 3D sculptures. These are some of the best sculptors in the entire world here on our beach. And again, I can't imagine how sad they must be to knock those down, but they don't do it till Tuesday. So
And
get
you
out
can
there.
go at night. They're going to light them for the first time on Friday and Saturday night.
Correct.
So you can go look at night,
Beautiful.
and they'll be lighted. And there's food, there's music, there are all kind of vendors.
Yeah, more of an evening festival feel coming
I
up
like
this year
that.
too. But I know I'm going to head out there on Monday because I don't have a chance before then. And just nice that some of these weekend festivals do extend to
Yes.
both Friday and Monday. All right, now here's something that will be over by Monday. We are celebrating Veterans Day this weekend. A lot of breakfast events on Friday, but the Saturday parades. Sarasota steps off at 10 a.m. on Main Street. There'll be a ceremony at J.D. Hamill Park. Following the parade at 11. Manatee County actually starts with a program in Palmetto at 11, then followed by their parade. And an interesting conversation has been surfacing people usually associate Veterans Day with a Monday holiday because obviously we have mostly Monday holidays. But people were surprised to hear it's Saturday, I've learned when I've kept pointing it out throughout the week. And the reason is Veterans Day was originally set to commemorate the end of World War I, the 11th hour, the 11th day, and the 11th month. So it does not matter when November 11th falls. Veterans Day is always November 11th. This year it's a Saturday, so the federal holiday is Friday. Because a lot of people were confused. That
Today's Friday.
Today is Friday, so today is a federal holiday.
Welcome.
It's 4 p.m. and you haven't noticed yet we're having a federal holiday.
Oh my stars, what a great day we're having.
And I thought it was silly to explain this, but apparently
no, that's
not
very
so much.
that's very interesting.
And then World War II, it became not just known as a World War I celebration, but a celebration of all wars and all veterans, which obviously we've continued.
And it means so much to the veterans. So tell them we thank them.
They deserve
My husband
our
is a
thanks.
veteran,
Yeah.
and it really meant a lot to him when somebody would mention that.
Say thank you today,
Yeah.
say thank you tomorrow, say thank you all year
Every
long.
day, because a lot of the things that we are able to do is because of them.
Absolutely. So it's a
like
good,
the show, for one thing, maybe.
absolutely. Good weekend to remember.
Yay.
It is time for our first hot topic, and thousands attend the downtown Sarasota Farmers Market every Saturday. But is it safe? And have you ever thought about that? Safe from things that can't be controlled, like someone driving a car into the crowd. The executive director says he worries endlessly about such things due to recent world events. So this week, he asked the Downtown Improvement District for money for protective barricades at Main and Lemon and First and Lemon. The board said no due to funding, but suggested asking the city. The farmers market says they will consider fundraising. This sobered me up in a second thinking about this here in Sarasota. Have you ever thought about such a thing?
Yes, yes, because the terrorists on 9/11 were walking down that same area. They were trying to buy cowboy boots on State Street. So you can say, well, we're so far away, they've never even thinking of going to Sarasota. Oh, yes, they do. So put those barricades up. I hadn't thought of it either, but now I do.
I don't think we're in danger of like maybe a major terrorist, because when they do things, they're looking for major impact. And I don't think we're as big, but I don't think we're safe from just a local person that is not quite together saying, hey, I want to do something wrong still.
I was just gonna
so, you know, I don't look at it as terrorist, but, you know, at the end of the day, any kind of tragedy is still pretty bad. So I think taking necessary precautions, I don't think that's a, you know,
It's a
can
very
never hurt.
wise thing.
It
Being
can
a
never
little
hurt.
extra cautious
Yeah, it
is
never
not a
hurts.
bad thing. It is sad that we have to start thinking about things like this, but I'm not as worried. I'm more worried about a loony American than I am about someone else. But still, it's a problem, and it's hard to realize that you don't feel safe in your own hometown.
But
So-
sadly, the loony Americans have been all over the headlines.
That's
We
true.
won't even
But that's
repeat
the thing,
them.
unless we, but again, even putting a barricade up, that's just a Band-Aid, because that's not addressing the bigger problem. You know,
Right.
everything is systemic. It comes from somewhere else. So,
Right.
you know, if it's mental illness or, you know, gun control, whatever it is, it's bigger than just putting up a barricade.
But I kind of like the
What about
Band-Aid.
the theater? What about the
we
theater? You watch
literally
there?
no, yeah, and we actually had to go to training for in case there's a random shooter or something at organizations like ours. There was an actual event that that staff members attended to make sure, what do you do if a shooter shows up at your theater?
Sad but smart.
It's good to be
Sad but
prepared,
smart.
but it is sobering.
But taking precaution is never a bad thing.
No, not at all.
You know, you always say that, what is that adage? You be prepared for the worst, but anticipate the best, but prepare for the worst kind of thing. Yeah.
No, I agree, and I appreciate the executive director thinking about it and being open about it. So we know that he truly cares, so that's a great thing. So you can get in the holiday mood early. There's some extra holiday cheer around for the weekend. Starbucks is now offering all of its holiday drinks, and this also is through Monday. They are buy one, get one free from 2 to 5 p.m. But here's the catch. They want you to buy one and then give the free one to someone random to spread the cheer. So I like that idea, but maybe you should only give it to an enemy. A nutrition study says a grande gingerbread frappuccino has nearly 70 grams of sugar. That is equivalent to 7 chocolate donuts. more than twice the recommended amount for the day.
Oh, I'd eat the donut instead.
Oh, me too.
Seven
Give me
of
those
them?
7 donuts.
I'd actually rather have the drink, but so obviously I smushed two different thoughts together here. It is nice that when you're having a buy
Yes.
one get one, I know our Publix obviously has buy one get ones all the time. One of our local food banks had said, get the BOGO and give the other one to the food bank heading into the holidays. Great idea. Starbucks, same thing. I don't know you. Here's a drink. Have a good day.
Well, there are a lot
but
of
here's a
homeless
drink with
people out
70
there.
grams of sugar.
There are a lot of homeless people that wouldn't mind all that sugar that are sitting right around some of our
Not even just
Starbucks.
homeless. I think sometimes it's just nice to pass the thing along. So, like, let's
Absolutely.
say you're behind someone, you can just give it to the person behind
Sure.
you. You know.
I'm going to get one of those and give it to you. Then you'll get fat and I'll be happier.
I appreciate
It's
that.
nice that it's nice that an organization or a company is starting to think about how can I help spread some cheer.
Yes.
And that's a great
Exactly.
way to do it.
It is a great way to do it, but they do have to point out, get the other one and give it to spread the
Don't
cheer.
sit there and drink both of them.
Exactly. All right, so here's a guy that everybody wants to see, Jimmy Buffett. And now Broadway fans will be wasting away in Margaritaville. A musical inspired by Buffett's songs is set to preview on Broadway in February. Here's some fun. It's been playing out of town in New Orleans and Houston and San Diego. Parrot heads are buying tickets. In fact, the opening party in New Orleans was so wild, police had to close it down at 2 a.m. Now, the marquee owners in New York are trying to figure out a way to allow tailgating on West 46th Street.
Oh,
Can you imagine?
that's not going to happen.
That is not going to happen. But Jeffrey, what do you think about a little Margaritaville on Broadway?
I gotta tell you, I saw something on Facebook, clips from it, and it was really funny and not in a good way. It seemed a little random and a little strange and a little stilted and not great. So maybe those out-of-town tryouts are going to help make it into a better Broadway experience.
No, parrot heads are like, it's like a culture. You know,
Exactly.
once you get in and you start.
But it still's got to be good theater, and if it ain't good theater, then
Well, no, it just has to sell tickets. It doesn't have to be
No.
good theater.
That's not, it's a culture.
People
Parrot
love
heads
the
just want to
music.
hear the songs. They
I
don't
agree.
care what you're doing.
Yes, I know a lot of those people. They do a lot of good work around here too.
Yeah.
We've got a real strong club, and they do a lot of community service.
well, let's hope the show is improving and going to open and be a Tony Award winner.
Tickets keep theater
But you don't
going.
think so?
That's all right. We'll see what
But he's
happens.
probably not a parrot head either.
I'm thinking
My
not.
sister's a parrot head, so
The new
You
Toy
be
Hall
nice
of
to
Fame class of 2017 is out. Public nominations are taken first, and then historians and educators decide. So the whodunit game Clue makes this year's list. It has sold millions of copies a year since its World War II creation. The wiffle ball also makes it. I love the story. This was created by a dad for his son who had to stop playing baseball in the yard because of too many broken windows. So dad engineered a ball that still traveled far and did not break windows. That is a lifesaver in my house. Thank you for the wiffle ball creator. And this to me is very random. The paper airplane. It's obviously unclear who created it, but it dates back to the 15th century. The prerequisite to make the Hall of Fame, these toys must inspire creative play across generations.
Okay.
I remember
agree
the
with all
toy
of those.
airplanes. I used to throw them at boys I liked in school.
Did you write a note on them?
No, I was only about 6, so I
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
writing very well yet.
It was just the flirtation method.
It was.
And if you
Started
had,
early.
Haven't seen those guys since, so it didn't work.
There's something about toys that bring out the best in people. And I always think as adults, we always look for those toys that bring back those good memories of when we were kids or when or that Christmas time. So good for them. I love the fact that toys can make us and keep us young.
I like the idea, and I hope that this brings resurgence of some of these toys because, you know,
Yeah.
like I feel like at some point we just focus on our phones or focus on something else, and we never.
Off camera, there's a really bad paper airplane.
I wish you could have
that
seen.
almost just killed Steph.
Joey's trying
desperately to make a paper airplane.
Joey.
It has no loft and very little distance. Wow. Paper airplane fail in the corner.
There's something
Epic
missing.
fail.
It's all on the wrist, Joey. It's all you gotta.
No,
have-
it's in the Christmas of the fold.
Yeah, you got to make it. You got to
Better
make it.
Beth apparently had a lot of spare
better
time.
paper.
Well,
You
Beth-
work on that while I start on the next
wait.
story.
Whoa!
There's something we can't do. We just found it.
Wah, wah.
Here's something we can do. This
Okay.
is a stocking stuffer full of holiday cheer. Literally, it is a refillable drink stocking. This leak-proof stocking holds up to 2¼ liters. That's about 3 bottles of wine. So the reason it's designed is that on a Christmas outing, you can get into the holiday spirit with spirits with all your friends. I actually love that. Linda's staring like she can't even believe that
Yeah,
exists.
I'm still trying to
throwing a drink out of a
understand.
It's a bladder. It's it's like
a bladder. I
don't
don't
want
want
to drink out of that.
No. They make purses like this too. I guess I'm going to have to bring mine in because
You got a purse that has
it
drink
looks
out?
like a purse. It has lining in it. They call it a bladder, right? It's a waterproof, tight, leak-proof thing, and you fill it. It's clean. You fill it with your bottles, and then it has a spigot.
So you
and
have a
dish.
purse that's like that you carry around with wine?
No, she's not
never
admitting to
told
that.
us. She
She's
never
not
told
admitting to
us.
that. She's heard of it. or
Right, such things exist.
There may be one in her house.
I know friends that have these things.
I may try your purses
My
from now on.
By friends, she means herself.
We're out of here. Happy hour forecast appropriate enough, and when we come back, we're going to talk about orthopedic surgery.
Well, it's been a foggy day. Low clouds around as well. That fog and low cloudiness burning off now, and we are going to see clearing skies later on tonight, and it looks as though a little bit more sunshine over the weekend as we start to see some drier air slip in. Already starting to see some breaks in the clouds right now. The satellite shows the extent of those clouds out there in the Gulf of Mexico, and currently we have mostly cloudy skies, 72 on the temperature, dew point is at 66, winds out of the northeast at 9, and the pressure at 30.01 inches on the rise. Temperatures are a bit cooler today as a result of the lack of sunshine, at least near the coast, although there's been more sunshine down in Punta Gorda, near Northport and Inglewood. They're in the upper 70s and low 80s. Same can be said into Highlands County as well as into Hardee and DeSoto County. The Gulf water temperature at 75. Winds basically anywhere from 5 to 10, although a little stronger out in the Gulf of Mexico and northeast at 14 at Anna Maria and 11 at Inglewood. Well, much more in the forecast coming up a little bit.
As we age, our bones and joints simply wear out, but advances in orthopedic surgery to help us are constantly evolving. Dr. Ed Stolarski is here with some new trends in orthopedic procedures. Welcome. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Yes, it is. My favorite man in the world. There have been a lot of men in my life, but he did more to make me happy.
Well, can we please
replace my
explain this?
hip.
Okay, yes.
I wish all women would say that.
He did my
bottom-
hip replacement, and I've never had a pain since then.
That's a blessing.
Well, let's talk about
Yeah.
new trends, because now Linda was in the hospital, I'm assuming for what, a day?
2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days.
Uh-huh.
But you have told us that the new advances are making different types of procedures possible outpatient.
Yeah, I brought a lot of stuff here, but really it's to bring you up to date on outpatient total joints. What does that mean? You're going to have your joint done in the morning and you're home for dinner.
Wow.
It doesn't mean we're going to do Linda right here. We're going to do it at a real
She
center.
actually thought about it. That's why she was being
possible,
nice.
though?
Well, what makes it possible? The technologies that we have now, it's much less invasive. I mean, think about some of the crazy surgeries that were done outpatient long before total joints. Much more difficult surgeries, much more complicated surgeries.
Oh, wow.
You're not sick when you have a total joint. You just have a bad hip or knee.
Right.
So replace it and get you on your way. So the things that have allowed us to do this are the anesthesia techniques. So we're doing better with pain control and soft tissue swelling and invasiveness. As of January of 2018, Medicare is going to allow outpatient total knees in Medicare age patients, because previously it was all non-Medicare. And that's just a big jump. It's going to help cost. It's going to reduce infection. Every Thursday we're now doing outpatient total joints. No readmissions, no infections, everybody happy.
Well, what makes this possible? Because I think about a surgery in a knee or whatever, hip. It seems like it's a lot of work.
It is. A lot of it, like the gentleman was earlier with the violin, it's an art. It's like a dance. You go through the steps sequentially and safely, and on the other side is a perfect total knee. So really, how do you do it? Appropriate anesthesia, soft tissue techniques that are less invasive, and instruments that allow us to put this implant in appropriately.
Let's talk about the instruments, because you have the what they used to be and the what they are nows here. So explain the difference.
It's such a huge difference. So this big pile of trays, I'll do 10 to 15 joints in a day. I need that many trays for every single knee.
Really?
They have to be sterilized. How do I know if they're sterilized properly? How do I know if they're contaminated by a gnat? I'm just saying the place, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
No, we
I just have no
understand.
control.
There's a margin of error.
Yeah, so now we're bringing in these trays right here in front of me, replace all
of
those
that?
trays. Now and this doesn't have to go reprocessed. These get open, they come in sterile,
Right.
sealed. We open them, place them on the table, and we do the total knee. You know, people that worry about stuff being thrown around, these have a zero carbon footprint or whatever, so you don't have to worry about the trash, and we don't have to re-sterilize. Those are about $100,000, that set of trays.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
these-
this?
Much less. I think we bring it for $400.
Oh my
goodness.
God.
So you're
saving
saving
the
money, which obviously helps all of our insurance. You're
Yeah.
saving the time so that you're able to do more procedures, I
And
would think.
And the
reducing
patients
infection.
are just as well off?
if not better.
Because I'm going to be one of these patients. I
Well,
need both knees done.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
You're up for the challenge?
I like the no pain part that you mentioned there.
Well, the key is, again, I hate to keep going back to anesthesiologists, but they're so key to, the old days, we would just give you general anesthesia. We knock you out. Then we have to wait for you to wake up to give you pain medicine. And you're writhing in pain. Now there's regional blocks, locals we inject into
Those
the knee.
catheters that they get to take home with them?
No, we don't have to do those anymore because of the risk of infection. But yeah, in shoulders, yes, but not so much in hips and knees. But I might rethink that. So that's the technology that allows me to do it. Now, Linda, we're probably going to do both your knees at the same time. We're going to do you in the hospital. You'll both knees are going to be more cumbersome for you. You're going to have a little bit more blood loss. But the reason I bring that up is you'll still benefit from all this technology. Just because you're not being done outpatient doesn't mean this doesn't come for you.
It's probably because I'm 80 years old. That's probably.
I don't believe it.
When can I come back to work?
Bilateral knees, I would say a month.
A month.
Yeah.
So
I'd rather promise
longer
and get you back
Let me
earlier.
ask about that. So we have all these different technological advances, but the body still only heals so fast.
Correct.
Is that something you are having to explain to patients? It may be quicker and initially, but your recovery doesn't change?
Yes, but there's been technologies that have gotten better for that. We're now using, you hear all this stuff about stem cells and PRP, and let me give you a quick example. Stem cells, which we harvest from your bone. I got to drill a hole, I suck out the stem cells, and I hope, what is it? Is it blood? Is it stem cells? And I inject it. $8,000. An incredible cost for unknown benefit.
Okay.
Well, now we're taking the amniotic side of the placenta and the umbilical cord cells, the actual cells. That protein that they generate, we're using in an injection. It's reducing inflammation, reducing infection, and increasing recovery immensely.
Post-op.
Oh, wow.
Intra-op. During the surgery. So you can use this stuff to avoid surgery. Athletes are using it more for soft tissue injuries. But, in our conversation of total joints, again, it's all about increasing your recovery.
You know what I like about this, the takeaway? If something hurts, you can fix it. You don't have to live in pain. And we're going to tell Linda that every day.
You see my new knee.
Until she gets herself in there. If you have information about any orthopedic procedures and all the new things that are happening, you can get more information on Dr. Stolarski's website. Great to see you.
Yes.
Coming up next, the holiday movies are coming out. We've got a preview.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
It is the beginning of the blockbuster holiday movie season and Oscar season, so there are plenty of new releases headed to the theaters this month. So we're going to take a peek at a few and find out if you would go to see them. All right, we'll play thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
Let's start with the remake of an Agatha Christie classic, Murder on the Orient Express. Let's take a look.
I see evil on this train.
Murder here.
And every one of you is a suspect. The truth of the case is profoundly disturbing.
Big press, lots of cast. It features Johnny Depp, Michelle Pfeiffer, Judi Dench, Penelope Cruz. All very stylish and visual presentation. This is considered an epic production. See it or skip it? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Down.
Up, up, up.
Down. Okay.
It's a classic. It's going to be awesome.
Did you love the first one?
Absolutely.
I didn't.
I can't relate to those people.
Yeah.
Okay. Theatrically speaking, I'm in.
It didn't seem interesting.
And that doesn't surprise me. I figured you'd be interested because I've heard the visuals are out of this world. So.
And to get that many people in a room, there's got to be something great about the project.
Okay, we'll see it. All right, let's look at some history. Check out LBJ.
If I'm gonna make a run in 68, I'm gonna need people like me. Shut the door.
How could anybody not like him?
We've got Martin Luther King writing letters from a jail cell. It's an embarrassment around the world.
You submit this bill now, it will never become law.
What are we waiting for?
A new leader has emerged. America has a Southern president.
Woody Harrelson is described as intense in the presidential biopic, as was LBJ, of course, but the Rob Reiner film does not tackle a very big time period. Are you interested in this history?
I would do it. I feel like all of the HBO did one. Then there was the play that we did here lately.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, I just feel like there's just so much about this topic that I love.
I love history, and that's one of my favorite time periods.
History? I was there.
Well, sorry, for me it's history.
It's definitely rentable. I would watch it if it came on my TV.
Okay,
I'm not going to go to the movie
TV.
theater for it.
I would watch it, but it wouldn't be my favorite thing for an evening out.
All right, here's my personal favorite. I have tickets. It's a sequel. The Bad Moms are back. Check it out.
Christmas is a magical time, full of wonder, excitement, and joy. A time for making lasting memories with family and friends. But do you know the secret behind what makes Christmas so special? Moms. Moms working their off. Cooking, wrapping, decorating, and shopping.
I don't think I can do this sober. You guys want to get drunk at the food court?
Ooh, yeah. I'm going Sunday night if you want to join me. Thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah, I can relate to those people.
I already saw it.
And?
Did you like it?
I don't want to spoil it for you
We need a good laugh. We need a good laugh.
We need a good laugh.
And we're doing all those things and we're so stressed out it would be great to laugh at.
Amen, girl. I'm with you. All right, coming up next, music to our ears. The Violin Shop Sarasota stops by.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book and DVD. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. Call 1-855-395-9803. That's 1-855-395-9803 now.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetzy.
It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these other injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-604-1698. That's 800-604-1698.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Chef Popey Amadas from Popey's Place. And I know there's a big festival coming up next weekend at St. Barbara Greek Orthodox Church. Tell us what we can look forward to there.
Yes. We're going to have a little luncheon for people with nice food, pastries, little shopping, really good food to come for lunch and have a little to spend your time there.
Okay, and you can see that at St. Barbara Greek Orthodox Church. Lunch and shopping. The ladies are in. Thank you. We'll join you in a little bit. Bobeth?
Well, this may surprise you, but did you know there's a brand new violin shop on 1st Street in downtown Sarasota? Who knew? Co-owner Ethan Morency is here to tell us all about it. Welcome, Ethan. So, what made you decide to open a violin shop?
So we have 2 locations. Our first location's in Tampa, and we had a lot of customers that were driving up to see us in Tampa.
Oh, wow.
And we always just loved how much Sarasota really supports the arts, so we really wanted to be a part of that. So we just opened in downtown.
Like, this is really surprising for me. But what, because you think violin, you don't think a store to get that, you know? I don't know. Where do you get violins from? But anyway, tell me, what are some of the things you do at your store?
Yep, so we build violins, we restore them. We also do rentals. So if you're looking to start, we do have rental programs that you can start with. But you know, with building instruments, you know, there's a lot of time that goes into every single one. So
So it is almost catered for that person. So if I come in there and say, hey, I want a violin, you do all the work to measure it so it's just for me?
If you're a student and you're looking to learn, you know, we're going to make sure that we have the right size, that it's the right length, and get you, nice and comfortable so that
well, you brought some examples for us. Talk about the violin that's over there by Jeff. So tell me
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
It is.
Is this one you built?
That is not one that we built, but that is a copy of a Stradivarius, which everyone knows the name Stradivarius.
That's why it's gorgeous.
That's a copy of the Helier Strad. So if you look along the edges of the instrument, you can see some pearl inlay there. So that's kind of a unique instrument. It's absolutely beautiful. It has boxwood fittings, so the pegs, the tailpiece, that's a kind of a different kind of wood, but it's very unique.
I have a question, and I hope this isn't a clueless question, because I'll admit I don't know much about stringed instruments. That looks gorgeous. Is there anything on there look-wise that also affects the sound, maybe the type of wood?
Oh yeah, so the quality of the materials that go into the instrument, you know, the spruce on the top, the maple on the back and sides, all of that has to do with the overall tone of the instrument. And then finally, the varnish is a big factor as well.
Really?
So we cook our own varnish actually, so we make it ourselves from scratch.
Wow.
That takes about 80 hours to build, to make that. And it takes about a month for it to fully dry, so it's a slow process.
So this isn't a process where you go in there and say, hey, I want a violin today if you really want, okay.
It's about a year.
So tell me about the handle, because I've heard that and the bows, like, because I feel like there's some of the different things that you have on it make a huge difference.
Oh yeah, yeah. The scroll of a violin is kind of like the fingerprint of the maker, so you can tell a lot from like the country of origin, you know, where the luthier was trained. And then on the bow,
who was trained?
The luthier.
What's a luthier?
Luthier is a violin maker.
Oh, I did not know that.
New
That's
word.
a new word for us.
Could you tell the difference in the sound of your violin and another violin if it was on the other side of the room?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Really?
You can. Every violin has its own voice, so it really makes a big difference, and you can definitely pick it out of a crowd.
Well, in addition to violins, you have a cello, which is over here by Stephanie. Tell me a little about what you guys do with those.
So that cello there is a Polish-made instrument. That's a Callan Walter. That's a beautiful, beautiful instrument, but it's a good example of European work. Beautiful spruce top there. It has a nice ebony fingerboard, really good strings.
Is the idea behind this just a big version of a violin? Or am I just really simplifying
No,
it?
it kind of is. So violins take about 200 hours to build, cellos about 300. So there is more work involved just because it is bigger. But for the most part, they are very, very similar.
Talk to the parents out there, because I know a lot of kids, young kids, get into the violin, as well they should. I am sure that you can go online and order a violin. But tell us why you do not recommend people do that.
So the reason why we try to steer people away from buying online is there's a lot of what we call violin-shaped objects. So it's something that looks like a violin. You know, it might be able to tune
Smells
like a
like a
violin,
but it's not a
violin. You know, when you're starting this instrument, it's one of the hardest instruments out there, so you really want to make sure that you have all the tools necessary to succeed on it.
Speaking of tools to succeed, I heard you do lessons, and I would love a brief one.
Yeah, here, let's see if you can play it.
So
we're going to have it up on your shoulder
earlier
there.
I was trying to figure out how to put it on. I couldn't even figure that part out.
There you go. Yeah, that looks great.
Okay.
And then the bow there, we're just going to, there
All
you
right,
go.
and what do I do?
Now we're going to do long strokes.
So we're not
nice
worrying
and
about
smooth.
fingering?
Not
I'm going to move.
I think she's got it.
Yeah.
Where is it supposed to go?
Right in between there, and then you're going to do long
Yeah, right there.
strokes.
Yep.
There you go. Yep.
Beautiful.
I think that's what my mom. I feel that's like what my mom would have said. Beautiful, you did a great job.
So
good
good,
effort.
sweetheart.
Well, I know that's probably not what it's supposed to sound like. So would you play for us?
Certainly.
We'd love to hear your
Yeah.
instrument. How long have you played this exact instrument?
I've played this instrument for about 15 years now.
Oh, wow.
So.
That does sound better. Well, even though I know you've been playing for a long time, that made me feel bad.
Wow. Not at all. That's amazing.
The bow is actually special too, right? The bows, there's different
is.
bows and there's different kinds of bows.
Yep, and they all have real horsehair, so it's a horse's tail that we use for the hair.
Oh,
That's
wonderful.
amazing. Well, you guys can visit the Violin Shop Sarasota on 1st Street in downtown Sarasota. It's right down the street from the Shelby Library, so you can go online or visit them down there. Next, we're going to see it's Mod Weekend, and we'll get a preview. But can you play us out again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. Are big cats roaming around Mayaca City? Reports of possible tiger sightings have local wildlife officials on the lookout. Plus, the South Florida Museum in Bradenton welcomes its newest manatee since the death of its beloved Snoopy, what the new addition means for the museum and the community. Now let's get a check on our First Alert weather forecast with Bob Harrigan.
What we have here is this is our local sculptor. We are right here on Siesta Key for the Crystal Classic 2017, and I got to tell you, it's a beautiful evening. Skies are finally starting to clear here, and there are some excellent pieces of work of art here made out of this beautiful sand, the best sand in the world. We'll let you know whether the forecast will hold up for all these great masterpieces that they're doing right now for the big weekend coming up today at 5.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast. It's a dangerous habit. Texting and driving kills thousands each year. Join ABC 7 and take the No Text Zone pledge.
Hi, I'm Michael Johnson, the new car manager at Venice Honda, encouraging you to help us keep the Suncoast safe by making the pledge to not text and drive. Save a life. Stop by Venice Honda today and make the pledge to not text and drive, and register to win a $100 gift card to Capitol Grill.
Take the pledge. Save a life. Go to mysuncoast.com for more information.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 1-800-918-5654. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Sarasota is a treasure trove of mid-century modern architecture, and some of the most renowned homes are open on a tour as a part of the 4th annual Sarasota Mod Weekend. Erica Kane from Sarasota Architectural Foundation is here to tell us what we're going to be seeing this weekend.
Yes.
What an exciting weekend coming up, Erica.
Yes, it's going to be a very exciting weekend. Sarasota Mod this year marks our 4th annual Mid-Century Modern Architecture Festival. So throughout the weekend, there's a series of cocktail parties, tours. You can tour Lido Shores and see those, iconic gems that were created there, in the 50s and the 60s. You can tour also the Rosemary District to kind of compare and contrast the new architecture and the history of the architecture there as well.
Now, the Umbrella House, what is this one?
Yes, that's the Umbrella House, absolutely. That was done by architect Paul Rudolph, who's kind of, known as
famous,
the guru here. And that will be on tour for a time tour. This is a home on Siesta Key, created by Siebert Architects, certainly in the later days nowadays.
And this is one. And the car.
Yeah.
Yes.
These had to be redone. A lot of them, I mean, we're talking what, 50s and 60s, so these are obviously carefully preserved.
Absolutely, and they're preserved, just like you said, very carefully, because there's a right way to do it, to kind of create these gems and keep them the way that they're supposed to be, and there's also a not so right way to do it.
Oh, well, they are wonderful, the ones I've seen. Now, Tim Siebert, you're celebrating his work this weekend?
Absolutely.
Tell us a little about him.
So Tim Siebert is legendary. I mean, the man, he's 90 years old and he's still with us. And he was actually one of the original architects of the Sarasota School of Architecture movement.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this year we'll be celebrating Tim and his work, and he'll be here celebrating with us, and it's a privilege to have him here in Sarasota.
It's amazing that stuff he's done so long ago is still relevant.
It's still big.
People are really seeking it out.
And it's still modern. It still has the modern look.
Absolutely.
Now, you didn't come empty-handed. You brought chairs with you.
I did. So during Sarasota Mod Weekend, we are auctioning off 10 Eames chairs. Now, these iconic Eames chairs have been designated for 10 artists here in Sarasota, and each of them have painted uniquely, or like Jorge Blanco here has created a sculpture around his.
So I like this one. I see UF though, so I'm looking for other schools.
Well, and I see lots of other schools.
Yeah.
Who did this, and was there a theme that was mentioned?
Yes, so the artists kind of had their own, they didn't have any guidelines. They had 10 days to do this project. This is Olivia Craig's, and she actually works for Siebert Architect now.
Okay.
And this is called Tim's Life Chair. So at the top of it, it kind of depicts his childhood, his early days in Sarasota, where he said that he could hear the circus animals roaring in his bedroom window. And then it goes down to show some of his iconic pieces that he created in the form of architecture.
I love that.
And it's signed by him on the back.
It's signed by him on the back.
Yeah,
It sure
I
is.
can see that.
It sure is.
Like a history book.
It's like a history
his
book, a
life.
very unique history book.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, now
Yes.
this other one is very interesting. It's got a halo behind it.
So this is
Like
done
a little person.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. This is done by sculpturist Jorge Blanco, and when we asked him to do this, he said, you know, it's kind of odd to have a sculpturist paint a chair, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But here he created this incredibly unique piece of artwork, and the circle around it actually represents the world, and the two people are sitting on top of the world, keeping a lonely white chair comfortable.
Oh, I love that. Tell us the significance of the chairs as part of the weekend. You mentioned they're being auctioned?
Yes, so they'll be auctioning through Sunday at 11:30, and it's all an online auction, and you can see the chairs in person at Home Resource, and the funds raised during the auction go towards our scholarship program.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, you guys are just doing an amazing job. I really want to go on this tour. How does it work? Do you get on a trolley? Are there people on there to tell you what you're seeing?
So the Lido Shores tour is a self-guided tour. You can see 7 homes, and you're actually able to go inside of the homes, which is exciting. So you can see, you know, the architecture from the outside and also the architecture from the inside. So yes, and we also have some guided tours as well at the Umbrella House and the His Studio.
Oh, it'll be fun to do it yourself, though.
Yes,
Great.
yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
great weekend.
Thank you.
And you can join in the fun. The Sarasota Mod Weekend runs through November 12th. For more information about the tour, you can go to their website. Next, Jeff is going to tell us about what's playing at the Players.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
If you have Medicare, I have 3 things you'll want to hear. There's an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana. It includes Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage, and it may save you money in so many ways. It's all in this book, and it's yours free just for calling. You'll see all the ways the plan might save you money, even on prescription drugs. In fact, last year, Humana Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan members saved an estimated $6,500 on average on their prescription costs. And you get all this coverage with an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. Even if you've looked at Humana before, you need to take another look at this plan. We'll send you the decision guide absolutely free, in a slightly smaller size, of course. Discover the all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan that could cut your costs and cover your prescriptions. Call 1-800-824-8241 or go to humanabigbook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055, 800-793-6055.
We always like it when Jeffrey's here to hear about what's going on at the Players Center. Tell us about the current show.
Well, we're doing a really funny farce called Moon Over Buffalo, and it's about two aging actors who are stuck in Buffalo. That's Lynn Doyle and Chris Caswell playing the roles, and they feel like they're a little washed up, but then a famous movie producer decides that he may want to cast them in their next film. So he decides he's going to come and see the show. And of course, all sorts of bad things happen. There's a little inebriation that happens. Two people are doing the wrong show at the same time, dressed as different characters. So it's a very funny farce, lots of doors slamming, great characters. It is a laugh fest. It's always fun to watch other people go through torment on stage.
Yeah, there you go.
And one of the great things about it too is Chris Caswell, I'll talk about him just a little bit, is so wonderful in the role. But this is his 40th year of volunteering on our stage.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
He's been volunteering with us for 40 years, so we have some great people and some new folks on our stage at the same time. So Moon Over Buffalo, and it plays all the way, it plays this weekend, and then next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it is, if you need a good laugh, it's the place to go.
That's great, and I love that about community theaters. People are so incredibly committed. And I understand you've got a little bit of a deal for people next week.
There is a buy one, get one free for next weekend. So that's the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week. You can get a buy one, get one free.
All right, that is a deal for sure. Theplayers.org for tickets to Moon Over Buffalo. Coming up next, we're headed to the kitchen with Popey. She's sharing a family recipe.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what we're working on now for 5 o'clock. The Suncoast gets active in its support of area veterans. We'll take a look at a program that's putting up American flags this Veterans Day. In First Alert traffic, we're seeing some slowdowns on I-75 as you head north on the interstate. Certain sections between Clark Road and then north to State Road 70 exit in Manatee County. Let's get another check on the weather now. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrington out there getting some applause.
Okay, a lot of screaming.
Yeah, the sun finally came out. It's been cloudy all day long, Scott, but the sun finally breaking through. Should be a gorgeous sunset. They're having a little sculpting contest right now. Look at all the people here from all over the world here at the Crystal Classic Sand Sculpting Contest. We'll take more about this and our weekend weather. All that coming up in just a few minutes. It looks to be okay. Details on that at 5.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If your loved one took Xarelto or Prodex and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Coming up Monday at 4 on Suncoast View. Okay, we know it's early. We're going to get our holiday spirit going. Venice Theater's here with a Red Ryder BB gun to preview their version of A Christmas Story musical. Then we're going to dish on the worst Christmas or holiday gifts we've ever received. An Indian chef will help us incorporate more spices into our holiday cooking, and Libby's Cafe and Bar is in the kitchen.
And welcome back. We're here in the kitchen with Chef Poppy from Poppy's Place, and you're going to make one of your mother's favorite dishes for us, and we're going to enjoy it. So what can we do to help? We're here to help.
I already cut the pumpkin, the squash.
The squash is cut.
And we have to put the onions, the fresh mint.
All of them?
Yes.
All of the onions?
Yes. Okay.
Fresh mint.
Yes.
How much
salt, pepper.
How much?
Not too much, just a
Not
little.
too
Like
much.
a squeeze, like a
I'm shut down.
Look at us cooking.
Well, we know Linda hasn't been in the kitchen in a while.
Usually the side with the holes is where it comes out.
And then
This is flour and water.
that's all this is flour and water.
Flour and
so
water.
it's a special mix made with love, and I
So
put the
it's
whole
a
thing in.
binder.
Go ahead.
It's
Yes.
a binder.
Yes, just to hold the.
How do you know how much flour versus how much water?
I already have the recipe and the
Oh,
recipe,
okay.
and yes.
So in other words,
Yes,
so in other words,
yes.
she knows how to make this.
Yes, and now
She
you
needs
mix
the
it up
spoon.
real good.
Okay.
Yes. Everything.
So that looks like it's a very simple,
Simple,
ingredients,
but
very
beautiful.
healthy.
Yes, that's good. And for the holidays, for side dish, is excellent.
Right.
Very good.
So is it important
Yes,
that you
yes.
cut the squash small so that
Small,
it bakes
yes,
and
yes.
cooks through?
You fry it, and then olive oil.
Okay, so now that it's all mixed up,
all
we're
mixed
gonna
up. You put them in the fry. Yes.
Oh, wow. I would have never predicted we were going to
Look
fry this.
at that.
Yeah.
So is
It's
this
really nice.
It's almost like an omelet without eggs.
Yeah, without. It's a beautiful side dish, really good and healthy.
And so you have the.
You let them cook slowly, and then you turn them the other way to get nice and.
And you just put a little bit of oil in the pan,
Yes,
and then
olive oil. Yes.
The very best olive oil,
Yes,
of course.
exactly. From Greece. This is exactly, it came from Greece. I bring them with me. Yes.
Oh, wow. So I have a question about the squash, Poppy. Did you already cook it to cut it?
No, it's
so
raw.
it is
It's
raw.
raw,
You've
yes.
just taken the skin off and the seeds out.
And you cut them small pieces.
Okay.
If you like little smaller, it's fine.
Okay, but you do
And
do it raw.
Yes, raw.
And how long does it fry for?
Maybe 10 minutes to 15 and then small, yes. And then, yes. And then
Do you
turn
serve this at your restaurants?
No, I don't, but I have
no, it's
special.
So this is
My
special.
mother used to make this.
I love it.
And do this on holidays.
Mommy's
We used to-
recipe.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it must be good after all the
very
food you've
good,
tasted.
Yes.